Hi everyone, Kevin here. In celebration of a successful Discord launch, I'm going to be giving away 2x 15 Ray wedding sleeves. To enter this giveaway, join my Discord in the description, check the welcomes channel, and click on the link to the Google form. It's that easy. I mean, look at these classy sleeves. It starts right now until August 1st, 2022 at 12 a.m. PST. And so long as your address isn't in Antarctica, the moon, or Mars, or impossible to send due to global events, it'll be shipped directly to you. Good luck, my rabies. Disclaimer, Kevin assumes no legal responsibility if the FBI knocks on your door. Contest will be voted if the FBI knocks on Kevin's door before the end of the event. Don't forget to leave a like and sub too, boss. Adventure Token is here to stay. Life lock means you can play, oh, but you keep on special summoning, yeah. Griffin and gay birds that I really hate. You deserve it, maybe you deserve it all, and Ray's gonna give else to you. Hi, bottom left corner, Kevin here today. As you can see from the title of this video, we're gonna deal with how to cope with loss, right? And sometimes you just have an unwinnable board. You didn't open any hand traps. Even though obviously, spoiler, I lose, I think there's still something worth learning, right? That sometimes you're gonna give it your 100%, like you did all the right moves, and the game just hates you, and you're just gonna lose, and you just have to deal with that, right? Just move on, because it's just a card game. But anyways, enough rambling. We're gonna have Ray. No Ray, no play. That's what I always say. One Cyclone, one Engag, one Fateful Adventure. Kind of a brick, not really. And then obviously the Draco Bite, which is obviously a brick. So we go in second because we lost that roll. That sucks. Feels bad. Jet Synchron. They're gonna basically combo off. So I'm gonna probably cut it and fast forward right now.
Eventually.
All right, we have returned after they comboed off nonstop. We got to deal with Colossus, fun stuff, a negate, and 5 cards. They're gonna set one, so it's probably Imperm, Forbidden Droplet, call by potentially, right? And probably they have a handy or two, who knows, right? So it's kind of bad, but it's not unwinnable, right? If things go all right. Okay, we drew maybe one of the best cards we possibly could have, because that's gonna obviously bait out the initial negate from the Warlord Savage, right? So here's the deal, or the bright, the silver lining with dealing with unbreakable boards, kind of like this, right? You have so very few options that it's hard for you to mess up. Does that make sense? Like those lines of play are like, you basically got 2 options here, right? As we can see, or well, 3 things we could do, right? We could summon Ray first. We can activate this first, or we can do this first, right? We can either Cyclone, maneuver, Afterburners, or just summon Ray straight up, right? This is obviously going to do nothing. We cannot search it regardless because of Mr. Thunder Dragon Colossus, right? That by that logic, we can also not activate Mobilize Engage because and gag because of Thunder Dragon Colossus, and that's not including whether or not they have handies, which they probably do because they have 4 cards, right? So obviously you can just let it play out, right? Just do your thing. Cyclone, that probably the best option out of the way, right? So long as it is an Imperial Order, and it wasn't, it was an Imperm. That's pretty good. Now we're gonna bait out the Borlo Savage Dragon, because what choice do we have, right? Right? Just go down the list. They're gonna obviously negate it. Right? You're gonna negate it? Sure, whatever. Now you got one option left, basically. Summon Ray. Right? That's all you have left to do. Summon Ray, make green Ray, or yellow Ray, whichever first, does not matter. I think I summoned yellow Ray first so we can bait out the Evailer or whatever. If for some reason they think that we're preventing them from OTKing us. So who knows? Maybe your opponent's dumb and they Evailer that. So what do we Evailer, right? We know we're gonna get rid of this and that, basically, right? This is probably not gonna be able to get rid of unless we go nuts and like our engage manages to resolve, which is probably not likely considering they haven't hand trapped us yet, right? So we're doing that first to bait out if they have a Veiler. If they don't, sure, whatever, right? So at least they can't attack us. Now we make green Ray. Remember, it's very important, especially during Thunder Dragon, if they ever become popular again, that it says cards cannot be added from main deck to your opponent's hand except by drawing them. Main deck to hand. It does not say anything about graveyard. So that means you can summon green Ray, attack directly, or attack whatever. Send your Widow Anchor. Widow Anchor can be retrieved again by red Ray, right? So that's your one basic out to negating the Thunder Dragon Colossus, right? So aside from Zeke, but we don't have another monster, so we're gonna attack directly, of course. Send our Widow Anchor. Main phase 2. We're gonna go Red Ray, and I'm praying, please, 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 no Veiler. No Veiler. Add back that. Right? Activate Widow Anchor. Target. Now, you're probably wondering again, at this point, when we have the thing negated, right? What do? Do you engage first or Fateful Adventure first? Remember that if you Fateful Adventure first, right, you're probably going to be able to get Water Enchantress, right? If Water Enchantress gets negated, that means we are screwed and we can't flip these things back, right? Because remember, we need the token, or a non-effect monster technically, right, to flip one of these back. There's no reason for us to go through all this effort if we don't get at least this thing and that thing for the turn, right? So hello, construction vehicle, I appreciate it. Give me a second, gang. But as I was saying, because this thing is sweeping the floor, the best option, in my opinion, was to probably engage first, in case they do have the Ash, right? Because if this goes through anyways, we're going to search probably another Afterburners or something, or Widow Anchor, whatever it may be, right? Or set up multi-roll, whatever. Probably set up, probably add Widow Anchor, or this, right? So we can bop this thing, get rid of it permanently, or Widow Anchor, whatever. But probably this is the better option, right? So we can save the Widow Anchor for the following turn. But you're going to search Widow Anchor or Afterburners to destroy one of these cards, right? Either one does not matter. Well, kind of a little bit, but, you know, either one is fine, right? So we're going to search with Engage first, which then gets Ash. So, you know, we played it as best as we could, right? There's nothing we could have done against that. Well, we didn't have the skill to draw the call by. Right? This could have been a call by, but the game hates me, so that's okay. So now we're going to activate it, right? There's no reason to summon Blu-ray, because then we can't get the effect to get the free thing. So there's no reason to. So obviously activate that. Now we can at least pitch Water Enchantress to Graveyard. Water Enchantress is going to activate. They don't have a DD Curl or some stupid thing like that. We're going to activate Rattle Remimbus here to get the token, right? Token. Going to activate that to the token. Token's going to flip back one of those things, right? And then the second part, right? Probably, why didn't you flip back this? Why did you banish that? Remember that it's probably unlikely for them to ever summon Thunder Dragon Colossus again, right? Unless I'm dumb and they somehow had another Thunder card in their deck. But remember that since this thing uses tokens, that's how it negates stuff. Remember that if something leaves, like gets negated, like the effect gets negated, or like leaves the field or something like that, right? And then returns, they're going to lose all their tokens, right? Or counters, and then they can't negate us anyways. So we can banish that with the Zeke. Alright, Zeke's going to say no, no, no to you. Goodbye. Right? So now they're down to 3 cards, whatever it may be. And then end phase, what do you do, right? They're probably going to bop us because they have 3 cards. And remember, these Wombo combo decks, everything is basically a 1-card starter, right? Basically, practically. And so this is probably going to do nothing. However, it is a level 5. It's something at level 3 that can tuner and then pop off if they are playing Yang Zing or whatever it's called, right? They also have 3 cards. So, you know, what do you search for? Do you search for the Hornet Drone or the Shark Cannon? Because those basically are 2 options, because everything else I think is used. You're not going to search multi-roll because they're not going to save you. So, you know what I did? This thing can attack. I'm just going to search this, right? Because you know what? They spent through everything. We managed to get rid of it. They got 9 cards left in their extra deck. If we managed to somehow survive this turn, we should be Gucci gang, right? And also we have Fearful Adventure for the setup. Because even when we search Shark Cannon, the only option I think of summoning from their graveyard is probably the Linkuriboh, right? That's literally the only thing I think that maybe could save us. But who knows, right? You never know. Sometimes the game just sucks and, like, you know, it tells you to get good, kid. And it drew the adventure token, I assume. But they're very skillful and didn't draw the the Fateful Adventure brick. So you're going to summon that and basically just pop off from here. We have no responses, right? So, I mean, what can you do, right? We tried our best. We tried our absolute best. We absolutely tried our best. Maybe we could have lived another turn. Who knows? Right? Who knows? That's going to go back. They're going to negate it. That's basically GG. If we had another Linkuriboh on field, maybe they could have saved this 1 turn. But they had to, you know, Verde Anaconda too. Going to make DP and a free token, so. Getting absolutely destroyed. Oh, they drew the dasher. That's our only silver lining. They drew the dasher. They drew one break though. So let's say we had the Link Kariba, right? Link Kariba will probably get bopped by Destroyer, Phoenix, Enforcer. Probably bop that, right? And it would be game regardless, I think. Because they can just destroy the token with the DPE, right? And then just OTK us anyway. So it feels bad. What can you do, right? What can you do? What can you do? And they managed to burn us for like, you know, a lot of attack points anyways. Or I think the 800 wouldn't have saved us, right? Yeah, I don't think it would have saved us. So what, 52, 2000? Yeah. Well, actually, maybe. We would have been extra 800, so this would be 3000. We would have lived maybe another turn. But then we have no cards. Like, literally nothing. So what can you do? What can you do, man? Sometimes it sucks. Alright. That was a horrible loss, but... we'll go to the next loss, because, you know, I'm a masochist. Alright. And we have returned, gang. Hello, hello. We drew Rosie O'Donnell, one Rhoda, so basically another Ray, one Cyclone, one Engag, one Infinite Imperm. Alright, so we have one interruption. Even though I play like 15 hand traps, but that's okay. We're playing against 42 card deck. Alright, cool. Virtual. Awesome. They're just gonna... And they have Adventure too. Great. Hilarious. You know, sometimes I wonder, why do I even play Striker? Like, why bother? The ceiling... Is the ceiling really that high? Like... Just play these other decks. You just do the same thing over and over, so consistent, you know. But we're trying to. We like to have fun around here, right? We like to torture ourselves. That's what I think of myself, right? Who knows? Who knows, right? Why make it hard on ourselves? Why not just play Sword Sword Adventure or this, whatever the heck this is gonna happen? Because remember, the title of this video is I lose. But I'm just gonna fast forward. You know, they're just gonna make probably VFD somehow. Somehow make VFD, and they drew that, so they have a free test extender. I was like, oh, maybe they won't. JK, you're so dumb, Kevin. What are you thinking? Of course you're gonna make VFD. That's literally the only thing they do. VFD, they got an interruption, they got a negate. What more do you want? Probably a handy too. Cool. That's the second time I've seen that today. Summon more, summon. Poo, poo, poo. Draw more cards. Yep. Chain block that, so you can't ash it too. Cool. Draw cards for free. Do a bunch of stuff. Here comes VFD. Oh boy, I love VFD. VFD. Here we go. So we got to deal with negate, another interruption, no spells or no summon for you basically, and 2 potential handies. All right. Well, at least we got the imprint for that, right? You know, that's the silver lining. But that's the first thing we literally have to do. So again, like I said about the previous video, sometimes you gotta deal with, you know, unwinnable FTK-esque boards like this, right? Unbreakable boards that your options are so limited that it's hard for you to mess up, right? I mean, what else could we have possibly done? They're gonna train True King Calamities VFD. The only option we have is just to use Imperm, right? Because if we activate any other card, we cannot activate Imperm. Remember, it has to control no cards. So I mean, that's the only option. We can activate that. Dark, chain. Now they're going to chain a trap so they can dodge it basically by destroying this and shuffling 2 cards for 2. Alright. Luckily for us, well, I don't know. We had Cyclone, right? We banished that. That's not going to resolve because it's a continuous trap. We have to pay 1,000 though. But obviously you can just negate it with the Griffin. See what I mean? Everything just you have so little options. There's not much for you can do. Right? And remember, we haven't even drawn yet. I think. Yeah. Or JK, I think I did draw. I drew it in gag, right? Unless I'm dumb and didn't draw. Cool. And they're going to maxi us. See? What can you do, right? Any other player, I think, would have just given up. And you know what? There's no way we can win. But you know what? I'm not a quitter. I'm not a quitter. Here we go. We're going to obviously activate call by. And they have no negate for that. That's a plus, right? So no maxi. Mystery card. We got to deal with... Just break this board somehow, right? So, I mean, what options do we have? Rhoda? Yeah. Rhoda, activate. I mean, searches for Ray. I mean, what else can we do? Right? Second decision. Engage easily. Afterburners. Now we have 1, 2, 3. Well, we have more than that. And we drew another Ray. I love this game. It's funny, right? So we're going to destroy the token. I mean, you could have destroyed Watering Trenches, but there's no reason to do that because you just banish it from the graveyard. Get another token, right? Don't just leave it on field. It's not going to do anything else. And this side is destroyed the Faithful Adventure. Why? Because they use their Griffin to shuffle back, right? So I mean, do you want to deal with Virtual World Engine or Adventure Engine? Personally, I would rather deal with Virtual World Engine because it looks like the only thing we have to deal with potentially is just a a free shuffle, which we can just Ray's gonna hopefully be able to come back and all that fun stuff too, right? Mystery card in hand, because he can just have a normal summon again, get Griffin, and do the same thing over and over, and that's very annoying, right? So Corey comes summon Rose. Why? We gotta wall up, otherwise we're gonna die. Because remember, they got Mystery card. Virtual World is basically one card starter. You have the Virtual Girl card on their field. Anything other crazy things they can do? I don't know. What can you do, right? You get VFD. Get good, kid. You didn't draw the out. Sucks for you. Battle phase, main phase 2. There's no reason to summon any other link, right? Because remember, effects are negated. Can't well, not negated, but you can't activate anything because of Mr. VFD. So, it's pass turn. You could have probably like said like, oh Kevin, maybe you should have just left Ray on the field, right? You never know. The draw called by, you're screwed, right? And I'd rather have the additional floating effect, so just in case. So they did have a 1-card combo. Cool, awesome, great. I'm just gonna fast forward here. All right, but that's why we summon Rose, just in case they're gonna summon Shen. Sure. Vanish, get free token. Awesome. At least they won't get Griffin, unless they drew it. Which would be high skill, right? High skill gang. That, yep. Send the trap. Do a bunch of this stuff. Core Dragon, sure. Core Dragon. Shuffle this back to get free engine. Destroy my Rose, sure. Fun stuff. Make that level 36. You can go immediately to that. I'm also very curious, again, that they decided not to do discard, so maybe that's probably handy, right? They did summon Virtual Phoenix, which is kind of bad, because then it's going to banish our Ray and our Yachters, right? So, we managed to barely live, I believe. Barely live. Who knows, right? Send Maxi back. Barely live, right? Gonna make Mr. Double A Zeus. Double A Zeus. So maybe it was a misplay to hold on to that, but if we did that, then it wouldn't be able. It would have bopped our Ray. Ray's gonna come back. Ray will be bopped again because of or be banished because of a stupid card over there, right? You know what I mean? Or I don't know, right? Maybe I could have saved Ray. Ray would have been targeted by this probably. We chained that. We summoned Yellow Ray. Yellow Ray prevent this from attacking or something. I don't know. But again, if that happened, they probably would have done a different line of play, right? So I mean, you make what you can do. And they search, so we know they have that. Awesome. So we got to deal with Macrocosmos, Dimension Fissure, and we got to deal with Double A Zeus, a pop, and potentially another handy. So, which you possibly one of the best cards we could have drawn because the game decided to give me a break. All right. So obviously you're going to activate that if there is an Ash. There was not an Ash. Okay. Now again, more plays, right? What do? Do you summon the Ray, or do you do this first? I decided, you know what? We have nothing to lose at this point. They can just wipe our entire board, and I'm willing to play against their decision to not basically rely on just a single wipe, right? Because I was just hoping, please do this, destroy our destroy our token with the trap, with this, whatever it may be, right? Because if we have Ray, we can play. We haven't summoned Red Ray yet. We can act back and Gag can pop off. Maybe turn this thing around. Who knows? Right? So I decided to do that first. They did not take a bait yet. I'm like, oh man, feels bad. So we're gonna activate that. I'm like, please do it. So I have to activate it, right? Now you're probably wondering, why did you activate Griffin? Because I mean, the other option was searching for the water entrances, but that's not gonna necessarily advance our game state at the moment, right? I mean, I could have searched that, pitched that, and then maybe save for next turn, right? But at the same time, I was just waiting for them to just please pop it. But they didn't take any of the bait. I was like, wow, incredible. So unfortunately, I have to go to the graveyard. We're not gonna send Ray. So I'm like, all right, this is the part where I lose, because now we can't activate Ray's effect. But I guess maybe they didn't know that. Now they're gonna do it, targeting our token. Sure. I don't know why they did that. Well, I know why they did that. They did that because if we're not going to do that, we're going to search the equip spell. Equip spell is going to bounce this back and basically GG. Alright. So, sure. They didn't do that, so, I mean, sucks for them. We're going to make Red Ray. Red Bay is gonna add back and gag, right? So what do you search? What do you search? What do you search? You can search Afterburners. You can search Shark Cannon. You can search Widow Anchor, right? Right now, at the moment, they're at 8,000 life points. They can still basically double A Zeus us, right? So what can you do? You can search Afterburners, destroy this, but then double A Zeus is gonna get another material. Remember, you can attach one material, card, hand, or deck as whatever. And so I'll probably do some stuff and then be able to, you know, set up his graveyard. So search, keep it simple, stupid. Search for the Widow Anchor, right? And when you engage, I was like, yes, this game. Sometimes, right? So obviously we're gonna activate that. Which do you steal? Do you steal double A Zeus to get all the negates out of the way, or do you search for this, right? So I decided, you know what? We're gonna steal QB. So at least we can negate it, and our graveyard won't be banished any further. And now they're gonna chain. I'm like, sure, do it dead. So now they decided to do the board wipe, right? Because they already spent their token. They did this. They got most of the value. Sure. They don't know we have this though, I think. So they're probably so mad at that. Now we can draw the Hornet Drones. Hornet Drones, remember, is a non-effect monster. This is the very rare times, or sometimes it comes up, right? Like last match, where you can attach the Draco back to the token, and I'll be able to flip that. So, and we draw an Ash. Oh, activate. Get the token. Attach Draco back to the token. Bounce this back, right? So now they have nothing. We make Green Ray. Remember, they banish both of our rays. Or technically we banished one of them because of, you know, the stupid Shen. But the other one was banished because of the Virtual Will Exceed. So we have to send a ray to grave, right? Otherwise we can't play and float. But we are 1,600 life points. So send ray. What else could we do? Mains phase 2. Right, we're going to search for Shark Cannon. Because remember, they have Shen. Or QB, whatever the hell this thing's called. We're going to banish it. Because now I think they're out of traps. Because they only play one. And I believe they banished the second one, right? Or they will. Yeah, so they have one banished trap. Cool. Or one trap in graveyard. And just pass turn. Awesome. See, this is how you turn things around. Game gives you hope. Alright, do you do it? No, you don't. You know why? Because we've basically practically searched everything with our Blu-ray anyways. I mean, the only targets left I can think of that we probably can search is, in my deck at least, is the multi-roll. That's basically it. I don't even play jamming rays at this point. So, make them go -1. There's no reason to ash this. Save it for the, I don't know. We know they have a, what's it called? The starter card. Let me remember. The Lilu Lalau. Where are you? See, it's always good to remember too what they do to pop off. Unless I'm dumb and there we go. They have that in their hand. Remember? I believe they have that in their hand. Something like that, right? So, just answer battle, attack again, set this, survive a turn. Hopefully. I mean, what else can we do, right? Sometimes your lines of play are very obvious because you only have one choice anyways. And the open token, great, hilarious. And it's some, yeah, there you go. It's great. Great. We're gonna summon Barone, sure. Barone effect, target. We're gonna chain call by anyways. What do you target? I try to target the Lao just in case so they can't get another thing with the thing. If you know what I mean. Where basically I'm saying that they can special summon one Ritual World monster from your graveyard in defensive position. So you can just do that, get out of the way. So here we go. What can we do? Battle phase 2, they're gonna activate, attack us. You're gonna hear some beef in the background, that's fine. They choose not to negate it. I guess, one, because they're probably waiting for me to summon Blu-ray. If I summon Blu-ray, that basically means they're gonna negate, that's gonna destroy, we can't float again. You know what I mean? We have no cards. So I decided, you know what? We're smart. We know what we're doing. Just give me a chance, game. Remember, we have our outs, or just Widow Anchor, or whatever. And we're gonna go for it. We drew Imperm, that's hilarious. That's one of the best things we could possibly have gotten. So, again, I decided not to play it safe because they're a 5k, they have one card, right? And I'm like, could be a virtual, could be whatever, right? So I decided to go for it. You know, risk for the biscuit. What do we have to lose, right? And since Ray's not on the field anymore because quick fight, we're gonna immediately negate it. So, do that. And we're gonna go for the Axis Go play because YOLO. Because remember, there's so much risk involved, but at the same time, it's like you can kind of read out your opponent, right? Even though the effect's negated, they can still activate it. So I thought the whole time, you know, maybe they don't have it handy. Who knows? You got to go for the game, right? I know you could have gone Zeke. Zeke banished this for another turn, but then what? They still have to negate. I mean, we attack again and do a bunch of stuff. So they have the Ash, rip. At this point, it's basically GG. So, feels bad. Could pop it. Or send it back, summon Core Dragon, sure. And just attack. So what can you do, right? Dealing with loss, dealing with loss. That's today's episode or topic of conversation. But anyways, hopefully you learned from my suffering. Please leave a like, comment, sub, join our Discord for the free sleeves, right? Look at these beautiful FBI approved sleeves right here. Oh boy. Yes. All right. I assume no legal responsibility. That actually does happen. All right. See. This is my outro song for free YouTube monies. Give me some likes and sub for me, please.